Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, welcome everyone. So if you can see me, please let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. Welcome to our live chat, our live stream for today. So welcome guys, welcome, welcome. I just need somebody to confirm. Just please confirm that you can hear me and you can see me. So once that is done, we are good to go. Eli Chidi, hi, hello. Eli Chidi, can you hear me? Please let me know so we can continue, okay? Can you hear me? Okay, let's see. Let me put on my glasses and okay. Hooks and needles. Thank you. Okay, my voice. Okay, thank you so much. It's cutting, okay. Yes, we can see you and hear you. Okay, so okay. Don't worry, I'm going to I hope it's better now. I hope it is better. Yes, we can see you. Alright, so guys, welcome back guys to another live stream for today. So from the picture on our thumbnail, you guys already know what we want to do today. So today we're going to be cutting about 5 different necklines. So guys, so let us get started. Jennifer, hello, welcome. Jennifer, where are you watching me from? Joy Alabi, yes, we can see you and hear you. Where are you watching me from? Hooks and needle, can you hear me now? Okay, so let's just get started. Please let me know in the comment section where you are actually watching me from. I would appreciate that. So now let me readjust my camera so we can walk. Okay? Yes. So let me know where you are watching me from. For those of you that are just joining, you're welcome. If you have not liked this video, like the video. Artie. Okay, Joy, you're watching from the UK. Thank you so much. Artie. Hello. Okay, so now let's get started. So the first thing to do when you want to cut neckline, the way that your neckline will be balanced is when you cut the back of the neckline and the front of the neckline, they have to be the same. As the wideness have to be the same, but the depth might not necessarily be the same. Okay, Ellie, thank you so much. Okay, so let me a little bit, okay. So that's it. So the first thing we're going to do now for today's for this neckline that we're going to do, we're going to cut a back neckline. Okay. So the first one we're going to cut now is the back of the neckline. So before that, let me just pattern all of this. Let's see, let's just pattern them to make it easier for us. So it looks like a pattern, an actual pattern. So with that, it will be easier. Okay. All right. So if you are just joining us, you're welcome. Eunice, you're welcome. Okay, my voice. I should increase my voice. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abo Sir. Okay. All right, Eunice. Thank you so much. All right. So thank you. So let's get started. So I hope the volume of the voice have increased. So the first thing, like I said, let's cut out a back neckline. Okay. So this one back neckline will serve for all. Okay, thank you so much, Cheesy Glow. So the neckline that we're going to use now, for this neckline, the wideness of the neckline we're going to use is 3 inches. Most times, if you want a neckline that you don't run into any problem, use 3 inches wideness. That's like the best width for a neckline. And then the depth. So for the depth, I'm just going to go with 1.5. So you can see. So I'll just use my pattern curve to cut this out nicely. So you can see. Just cut that out nicely. And then the next thing now, we're going to cut this out. Okay, so you can see. So 3 inches. For somebody that is a plus size, you can go with 3.5. But other than that, 3 inches is just like the ideal width for a neckline. So with that, your neckline is not going to gape, it's not going to be too big, it's not going to fall out. 3 inches is just adequate. Okay, hooks and needle, it's more so your audio input keeps cutting and in and out volume wise. So I think where is the reception? I think it's the network. Seriously, I think it's the network. Okay, so that I think it is the network that is having that, like causing that. So let me see. So at times it could be the network that is the issue. Okay, so I just pray that network do not it's just it should be good today. Okay, so now we have cut out the back neckline. So this is what we are going to use for us. So I'm trying as much as I can to come closer to speak more closely. Okay. All right. So the first neckline that we're going to cut. So let me check on my phone. I think the first one we're going to cut. We'll cut the red one first. Let's cut this red one because it's like a. Oh no, let's cut the square one. Let's cut square. This square one. Okay. So let's cut it. All right. You're watching from Canada, Hooks and Needle. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. So let's cut the square neckline. So if you notice this square neckline, if you check from the thumbnail picture, you will find that the shoulder part is a little bit slim. So I just have to zoom it so you can see. Okay. All right. So now, what we want to do now, our neckline has to be the same. As in, if you are cutting a neckline, you are making a dress, the front neckline is wider than the back. That dress definitely is going to give you problems. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do now, we're going to mark the wideness of this neckline. If you notice, this neckline is not a 3 inches neckline. It's about, so the first thing you check the shoulder measurement is a wide neckline. So I should have done this last, but let me do it first. I'll still explain this. So if you notice, between the shoulder is about 2 inches. It's not wide. So the wideness of this neckline is about 5 inches. The wideness is about 5 inches. So you mark it 5 inches. And if you notice, that neckline is not deep. So if you are going to go very wide, it has to be very high. You understand? So we're using 5 inches, and then we're going to use about, the screen quick locking. So we're going to use about 2 inches for the width. That's for the length rather of the neckline. So this one is a simple neckline, but what you want to do for this kind of neckline is, if you are going as much as 5 inches for the wideness of this neckline, don't go the depth, don't go beyond 2 inches, or else, or highest 2.5 inches if you want your chest area to show 2.5 inches. Okay, so you can see how this looks. So you can see, I'll just cut this out, and then I'm going to show you something. You know that this one, we actually use 3 inches for our own, that's for the back neckline. So if for instance now you want to sew these two dresses, let me open it and show you. You want to sew these two dresses, there's no way. You see that it looks like what we have on the picture, right? Okay. So you can see that it looks like what we have. Joy, you're welcome. So you can see, if you want to sew these two dresses together, now that's this front and this back pattern, definitely there's no way this neckline will ever match. So you can see where this is, and you can see where this is, so it will not match. So if you want to cut a dress and then the wideness of the neckline is like this back on the back of the neckline has to be here also. So this round is going to come like this, and then when you are doing this, you'll make sure that the back one, you are going to use about 1 inch. If you want it to be double square, just go with the same double square, but make sure that the back is higher than the front. For instance, if you want to cut it, you want the back and the front to be square, so you just go with the same square, but make sure that the back piece, this is the back piece, it is high. Don't cut it equal. Don't cut the depth of the neckline equal. Okay, if you cut it equal, it's going to give you problem. You understand? So it's not going to align properly. It's going to be falling out. But just make sure that the back. So once the back is higher than the front, so you can see. So this is how you cut if you want to do this square neckline. So you cut this. So I'm trying, because this is a live stream. That's why I'm trying as much as I can to explain to you people. You understand? So you people should drop your questions, like the video also. Okay, and then give me thumbs up so you can see. So you make sure that it is sitting on the same spot. If you understand what I'm saying, please, you people should let me know in the comment section. Okay, so that is for this neckline. So make sure, so this place, this is where it's going to be. If, and for instance, there's some problem that some people used to have as in beginners. For instance, now this is where it's supposed to be. At times the back neckline will now go and start from this part to now be wider than the front neckline. So at the end of the day, when you sew, this part, this center part is going to come like this. You understand? It's going to come like this. And this one now, for instance, now you see this one, if you take it to your machine and you go and sew, you see this lump that you are having here. That's what you have. You find that that neckline on the chest part, it will not, something will just, the neckline will just be coming together. It will not relax properly. Okay, so that is why when cutting neckline, make sure that the back and the front, the wideness, they align perfectly well. So with that, the neckline is going to relax properly on your chest area. Okay guys, so we are done with the first neckline. So if you understand what I'm saying, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, let me know that you understand, that we can continue. Okay, so people, you can give this video a thumbs up, like I said. So this is the first one. So now I'm going to keep the first one on the side, and then we're going to go with the second one. So the second neckline that we're going to do is going to be similar to the first one. So you see, so it's going to be similar to the first neckline that we did. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, so for this we're going to check. So for this we're going to use the same 3 inches that we use for our back piece. Okay, thank you so much, Oluwakilishi. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to use the same wideness for this red one. So this one is almost like a Queen Anne kind of. It's almost like red one. It's almost like a Queen Anne kind of neckline. Okay. So now let's watch. Let's see how we're going to grab this. So the first thing that we want to do, we want the wideness of our neckline. So for this, we're using our 3 inches width. So that's 3 inches. And then the next thing we are going to do now, we're going to mark the depth of the neckline. So for this, is almost like on the chest area. So you can use between 6 and 7 inches for this neckline. So I'm just marking a straight line here. This is 6 inches, so I'm marking a straight line. I'm just using this as guide. And then the next thing you are going to check is how wide do you want the neckline to be on this down part of your chest. Okay, how wide do you want it to be? So that you are going to put that into consideration. You can decide to use 8 inches, you can decide to use 7 inches. So for instance, if we say let's use 8 inches. You divide that into 4, and then you mark it like this. So when you mark it like this, you remember this our 3 inches that we did before. That's the top part of our sleeve. That's 3 inches. And then here we have 4 inches, about 4 inches. The depends on how wide you want it to be. You can do 4.5 inches, which is still okay, but 4 inches is just ideal. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to blend this line to this point like this. So you blend it. So this is like a Queen Anne neckline. So when you blend this, if you notice, this one is not like a straight Queen Anne neckline. So it has like a curve. So the next thing we're going to do now, around the shoulder part, we're going to create a curve. So I'm going to come in by half of an inch. I'll just come in by half of an inch like that, and that half of an inch. So I'm just trying to blend, like create like a roundness here. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just create like a roundness here, just to have that round curve. And then now we're going to cut this out. Let's see. I hope. So if you are just joining us, you're welcome. Please let me know where you're watching me from. I would love that. So you can see what we have. You see how beautiful this is looking already. I've not even opened it, so you can see. You see, guys, it looks like what is on the picture, right? So you can see. So that is how easy it is to cut this neckline. So the next thing we're going to check it. Let's see, because that's where all the magana, like how some people will see. That is where it is. So you can see. You see the way it is sitting perfectly, the wideness of the neckline. Because if, for instance, if this one is too small, when you stitch them together, you find out that this part is not going to lap properly. Okay, Joy. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate. Zambia. Thank you. You're watching from Zambia. Thank you so much. From Zimbabwe. You're welcome. Okay. So you see that it will not align properly if, for instance, that back one is smaller. Just imagine like this now. So by the time you sew, you see this gaping that is going to be here. This part is not going to relax nicely, but once the back width and the front width, once they are the same, you can see how smooth the neckline is looking. It looks, once you stitch like this, it is perfect. Okay. For those of you that this is a live stream, so most times live stream we talk a lot, and then people should drop your comments. If you are just coming in, say hello, say good evening to us, and then let us know where you're watching from. And then give the video a thumbs up. So thank you so much. Joy, thank you. You're watching from Delta State. Wow, thank you so much. So just greet us as you come in. Greet us, like the video, give it a thumbs up so that the video can go, so that other people can see. So you can see how this looks like. You see it? You see it? That it looks perfect, like the picture that is in the thumbnail. Okay? So that's that. So I'm going to take that out. That's the second one. So we still have 3 to go. So I'm just trying to open to check. Okay, so the third one that we're going to cut now. Let's cut the scallop neckline. That scallop neckline. Okay, it's an off-shoulder neckline. I think that's the one. Let's do that one last. Let's do that one last, okay? So the next one we're going to cut now. Let's cut this one. So you can see. Alright, thank you so much. Okay. Will this video be available? Yes, it will be available. So what you will do, how to check it, once you come to my channel, just click on live on top. You understand? So once you click on live, like my picture that you are seeing now, just click on the picture. It takes you to my home. That's after this class. So once it takes you to the home, you will see live on top. You see videos, live, home, blah blah blah. Just click live. Once you click live, you see the video there. All of our live streams are there. Okay? Alright, so let's continue, okay? So this is what we're cutting next. Alright, so I'll just keep this on the side. That's the second one. Oh no, that's our back neckline. So now we're going to even me, I'm trying to check this one here because all these neckline I did not even double, I did not practice them before coming. Alright, so now the next thing that we're going to do is still our 3 inches neckline. Okay. Okay, you say okay, yeah, I got you. So will you try? This is our 3 inches. That's the wideness of this neckline. And then if you notice this neckline, we're going to open this neckline to shape it properly. So the depth of this neckline, the depth on one side is about 2.5 inches or 2 inches thereabout. So we'll use 2 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do now, before I do this, I'm going to, like, I need to put a notch here. Okay, that's our 3 inches, that's the wideness. You put a notch, and then the next thing I'm going to open this up. Okay, so because this neckline we're going to like eyeball it. So this is the length of the neckline, that's the 2 inches. So the next thing we're going to do from this shoulder part, we're going to navigate. So for this, you are going to bring in your artistic skills. So I'm just trying to use my hand first. I'm just trying to use my hand first. And then from this part, so the next thing you're going to check how deep you want that part where you have the zipper to be. So I'm going to explain this. So this top, I think maybe in an upcoming video, I'm going to, so I will come down by 3.5 inches for this part, or 4 inches. I'm going to make a top like this. I would want to make a top like this. And then the next thing, so now I want to use my pattern cup. I want to use my pattern cup to achieve this curve that I have here. Okay. Whatever you do, make sure you do not exceed, don't exceed this width. If you exceed it, that neckline will not, it will not balance. Okay, so before I cut off this neckline, when you want to sew this particular dress, and you see because of the slip that is in front. Okay, so let's see. Kudos, thank you so much, Idoko. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. So for those of you that are just joining, please like the video, hit on the like button. I would appreciate. Give me thumbs up, give me hearts, hearts, hearts. Love, 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 love. Uh-huh. So if you want to make this dress, what you will do, this part, you are going to add a zip allowance to it, this part of the neckline. Okay, so what I'm trying to say in essence that this part you are going to add as much as 2 inches. So another thing that you can do before you cut this neckline, once you measure, you cut it and join it. That's like together. You follow the way we normally do our zip allowance for our back piece. You understand? You join it together. I'm just trying to explain for those people that want to sew the style, and you join it together, and then before you create the neckline. So after creating the neckline, that zip allowance is already inside. So with that, it will work fine. Okay, so that's that. I'm looking for my scissors now. So the next thing now, I'm going to cut this out. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to check this neckline with our back piece to see if you guys can see. You see, it looks good, it looks okay. It looks like what we have on the picture. Okay, so the truth of the matter was, when I discovered this secret for necklines, I usually don't have problems when it comes to creating necklines. Then the neckline is gaping, one is going this way, one is going this way. Don't used to happen to me. the secret of beginning and end of neckline is make sure that it corresponds like this. So once it corresponds like this, you are not going to, that neckline is going to stay perfectly well on the client's body. Okay. So you can see the neckline, you can see it that it came out well. So for those of you, if you understand what I'm saying, please let me know. For those of you that are just coming, well done, good evening. Thank you for joining. Greet us on the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from. People should see my face more again. Alright. The truth is I love these live streams. That's just the truth. So those of you, those people that are coming to come and peep, you are welcome. Welcome for coming to come and peep, and you are not commenting, you are not saying anything. So the next neckline that we're going to cut now is this one. This one has the yoke. So I'm going to like literally cut it off so that you, and then you see how it will look like. So this is a very beautiful neckline. Alright, so you can see the glass is set, the thing is reflecting my own eyes. Blue lights, ring light, all and all. Oh right, okay, so now let's go. This is an advanced neckline for all my beginners. So this one that we're going to do now is an advanced neckline, so you should pay attention, okay? Just managing that. I'm just managing that. Okay. All right. Now, so let's get started. So the first thing, the beginning and end of this neckline, the back. If you notice, let me explain it. If you notice, it has a yoke. Okay. The back does not have a yoke. So the back, you are going to use the same normal 3 inches for the back of this neckline. So the next thing you are going to do now, if you notice the yoke like literally ran into the whole part of the shoulder. That is like it's almost like separating the sleeve, like almost turning it to an off shoulder. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do now, so for this, so now we've come to those last two necklines that are like off shoulder. So what we are going to do, so from this part now, this armhole part now, that's where we are going to work from. Okay. So the first thing you are going to do, you are going to come down, depends on how high, how deep you want it to be. So for this, you can use about 3 inches. 3 inches is like ideal for this, or 3.5 because you are going to use half of an inch to join the shoulder, which is okay. So those of you that are just coming, you're welcome. All right. Olubumi, you're welcome. Omotayo, thank you so much. Thank you. So mark 3.5. After stitching is going to go back to 3 inches. So the next thing now, that 3.5, after marking that 3.5, the next thing you are going to come to the depth. How deep do you want this neckline to be? If you notice, this neckline came almost below the under bust. Okay. So for this, I'm just going to go with about 3 inches. Yes, 3 inches have entered my head. I'll go with 9 inches. And then on the part, it has a yoke. So that yoke, the wideness of that yoke must be 3 inches. So it will correspond with the back. Okay? It will be 3 inches. So it is 3 inches like by 1.5. Oh my chalk, all of them. They have decided to be breaking. So this is for the yoke. I'm just trying to mark it to blend this in, or make sure that you're using your 3 inches for your yoke. So this is 8 inches. Is it? No, not 8 inches. It's 9 inches. It's 9 inches. So that's how deep we want this neckline to be. So those of you that are just coming, thank you. Boluwati Tife. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Alright. So the next thing we're going to do now, you're going to determine, if you notice, you will see that this down part is wide, it's a little bit too wide. So for that part, you're going to check. So for that part, is about 1 inch wide. So since it is about 1 inch width, you're going to mark half of an inch here. That's we're going to come in by half of an inch. Don't come in by 1 inch. If you come in by 1 inch, it will be 2 inches. So this is like half of an inch here. So I've marked that part down, put that into consideration. And then the next thing we are going to mark, we're going to come to this chest part. That's the part where I'm going to show you. That's this part. And then you put that part also into consideration. That's where the cuff is going to navigate from. Okay. So for that, we are going to use about 8 inches. So I'm just putting all of these things into consideration. And then the next thing we're going to do now, we are going to give this a good nice curve like this. So we'll give it a nice curve, and then it keeps going like that. So this curve is going to go into the bust area. Okay, so you know that most times when we're doing corset, we normally use about 4 inches. So I'm just trying to like corset this out. Okay, so it will be easy for you guys to understand. So the next thing now, you're just going to keep curving this neckline. Let me use my pattern cover there. This is better. The first thing I'm going to create my curve like this. Big. This is actually easier when you're using a pattern. So I've curved that to the chest line part. I just want to be very sure. And then from this part now, the next thing I'm trying to place I'm trying to place this curve came down more. And then I'm now going to blend it into that part, that half of an inch part that we marked. Okay? If you notice, it is not entirely straight though. It's curved. When it comes to all this pattern curve stuff, you have to. So the next thing now, I'm just trying to check this to make sure this part, you're going to blend it into this part. This part is white, so you don't want that. So I'll use my ruler like this to arrange it properly. And you have to check everything before you cut. That part will be too wide. So I'll mark it that and then make sure that my curve is well rounded. Okay, so normally a pattern would be far better for this. So this is what you will now use for your yoke. This is what you use for your yoke, and then you add the neckline for the yoke like this. So this, when you are transferring this to your fabric, if you are using a very stretching mesh, you don't need to add allowance, just cut it the same. But if what you are using, if it's not very stretchy, add allowance. So now we're going to open this, and then we're going to check so you can see what we have. Okay, so this is going to stay like this, so you can see. And then make sure, so this, with this now, your back pattern, so this is sitting here, and then our yoke is sitting here like this. So the yoke, making sure that it corresponds, the wideness of the back and the front correspond. So you can see, so these are some of the some errors I used to occur. I just saw it now, so I'm going to explain it. So I want you guys to please note. So you can see this sleeve now. You see, wow, what's on the sleeve? You can see this. You can see this thing now, this neckline. I just want to explain. These are some of the small mistakes that beginners make. So you can see now, place them. But if you notice, so I want to turn it open. You can see. You see. You see. This is the front pattern. This is the front piece and this is the back. You can see this extra that the front is a little bit, the wideness is smaller. So for instance now, maybe if you see this kind of thing when you are sewing and then you just decide to go ahead and sew, more that's that's that neckline is not going to be the same. So what you want to do, you are going to make sure that the width of that neckline corresponds. You understand? Make sure. So these are some of the things you double check them before you turn with your lining. You understand? You double check. Or else if you go ahead and just ignore, see? I remember then when I used to sew, at times I'll be walking, I'll just okay, no problem. That thing that you say no problem that you left, you will go back to it. You must surely go you must surely go back. By the time you get to the front, that thing will send you back. You will know that it was that error that you made. And you will surely go back and then you go and correct it before that dress will stay well. So you can see it now. So when you see small small things like this, don't ignore them. Just make sure that you correct them. Okay? So that's for the fourth one. And then the fifth one, which is like the final one. The final one is like a scallop neckline. So what is like a scallop? It is a scallop. Let me show you guys. So this is it. It is a scallop neckline and it is an off. Excuse me, and it is an off shoulder. So those of you, please like this video. If you are not liking the video, you are just coming to watch and go. Chop and clean mouth. So the next thing, excuse me. So the next thing, we're going to cut off our scallop neckline. This scallop neckline is like an off-shoulder neckline, okay? So you put what we're going to put into consideration, since it is an off-shoulder neckline. First of all, we're going to cut out our extra. We're going to cut that out, okay? We're turning this into an off shoulder. So we're cutting out the shoulder area that's off. So the next thing now is we're going to create this scallop neckline. So it went into the shoulder part. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to measure the depth. Remember we took out 5 inches because it is an off shoulder. We place it like this. So depending on how deep you want it to be. So this chest part, you can come down as much as 7.5 or 8 inches. Depends on how much cleavage you want to show. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do now for this neckline, if you notice, it's blended into the armhole area. Okay. So the next thing now, we are going to start. We are going to measure how wide do we have, what do we have here on this chest part. So this is like 14 inches. So the next thing now, we're going to start creating our cup. Depends on how many inches you want for this. So I'm just looking for the best way to start creating my cup. So it came from the armhole because it is an off shoulder. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to use about 2 inches. So I've marked that first 2 inches. I'll curve it like this. So we are not going beyond this part. So from this part also another 2 inches. I'll mark it like this. So from this part also another 2 inches. And then I'll mark it like this. And then if you notice the last one, it came in and entered into the chest part. It came in like a sweetheart into the chest part, into that deep part. Okay, so put that into consideration. So I want you guys to see what I'm doing. So created the 2 inches for the scallop, and then it came into this part like this. So let's cut this out and see. So for those of you that are just coming in, you're welcome. People should drop. People should wave. Wave at us. Wave at us. So the next thing we're going to open this up. So if you notice that this part now is going to blend because it is an off shoulder. You are not going to use this wideness for your off shoulder sleeve. You take out 1 inch from your neckline, okay? Take out as much as 1 inch or 2 inches. So I'm just going to blend that into the neckline part. You can even go as much as 2 inches. Depends on how much you want, okay? So cut that out. So like I said, this one is an advanced neckline. So with this now, when you fix your your sleeves here like this, it's going to balance properly. When you fix your sleeve like this now, it's going to balance because we have reduced about 1.5 inches from the neckline. But if you use that wideness, the neckline is going to fall out. Like I said, you can go as much, you can even blend this your armhole, you can blend it in as much as 2 inches. Blend it in as much as that. Okay? So all right, guys. For those of you that are just coming, you're welcome. Those of you that have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. For those of you that have not liked my video, please like my video. So I'm just going to remove my glasses to set my camera. So thank you so much, guys. Those of you that tuned in today to this live stream, the truth of the matter is, I'm not fit to do makeup. Just manage. You understand? It's not every day that somebody do makeup. Just manage. Because if you not do makeup, now you see something that will come and tell you that why are you using yesterday's face to come online. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for those of you that tuned in for today's live stream. I want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you. So I want to see. I hope you guys understood. Those of you that stayed to the end, did you understand? So let me know in the comment section before I sign off. Is it sign off? Sign off. Before I sign off, please let me know in the comment section. Okay? Let me know. The heat here. Let me small thing. So let me know. I'll see your comments. So let me check it. Thank you so much. Those of you that are giving me heart. Thank you. Those of you that like my video, God bless you. God bless you. Oh, brother. Give me and glasses now. I know me. And it's not like I use glasses all the time. Just to check my phone and read my Bible. Thank you, Joy Alabi. You say yes, I do. Thank you so much for staying till the end. I appreciate each and every one of you. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in my next live stream. I don't know if I'll be able to come up tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. But if I'm able to, fine. If I'm not able to, I'll see you guys when I will see you. So thank you so much. Have a nice evening. Okay.